hand over to our Chamber President, Marion Ackermann, for a few words of welcome.
Thanks, John. Hello to everyone. The week seemed to be flying by. I don't know how you're feeling this week, but everything changes within a couple of days. So I'm delighted to be seeing so many faces on here again this week. And this is a weekly event. So if it's your first time here, just pop it into your diary that maybe you come back each week and join us. It's a good opportunity just to see each other and a great opportunity to learn from some of the people that are members or local businesses or entrepreneurs in Kilkenny. So thanks for your time. Thanks for tuning in. Delighted to have Kieran, Ken and David on today. I'm really excited to hear what they have to talk to us about. I know that they have great skills and I'm really looking forward to the presentation. So back to you, John.
Great stuff. Thanks, Marion. So I'll start off with a brief introduction of who our three speakers are. So I'm going to start with Ken Byrne. Hello, Ken. Ken is the founder and CEO of Red Sky Europe. Now, this is an award-winning company offering a full suite of order fulfillment services for international online retailers. This includes stuff like inventory storage, pick and pack, packaging, delivery, kitting, subscription fulfillment, crowdfunding projects, light assembly, and cloud-based order management software. Does that sound complicated? Yes, to me, but Ken will tell us in layman's language what is involved and how he can help you in your business. So Ken, looking forward to talking to you in a minute. Kieran Stone is our next speaker, and Kieran is the founder and CEO of Square Root Solutions. This is another award-winning company with headquarters in Castlecomer and offices in Dublin. And they develop mobile applications on iOS and Android platforms, and including blockchain development, website development, and much more. Kieran is an expert at what he does, and he has a very exciting idea for shops and small businesses in Kilkenny, which he's going to be telling us about very shortly. And our third speaker then will be David Harkin. Welcome, David, founder and owner of The Biz Locator. So that business was founded in August 2014, and the bizlocator.ie website is your online directory, bringing you up-to-date information on businesses in your area and beyond. So as well as being a technology expert, David has a wealth of knowledge and experience in marketing and online trading. He has a deep understanding of business and of the customer, so we can look forward to hearing from him very soon. So that's our lineup. And as I say, we're planning to finish up within kind of 20 minutes. So, or sorry, 40 minutes, I should say. So we won't dilly-dally. I'll go straight into it and start off with a question for Ken Byrne. So Ken, you have many years of experience in the world of e-commerce and online trading. Now, to many of us, that's an alien and very daunting kind of space. We might not use it very much. Some of us have done is maybe bought or sold something on Done Deal, and that's about the size of it. Can you tell us, in layman's language, what is involved and what does your company do so that we can understand the concept better in terms of our own businesses?
Okay, thanks, John. So basically, e-commerce is the taking of a payment on a website or online marketplace for a product or a service. So that's basically what e-commerce is. So having products online so people can view the products and also pay for them is essentially what e-commerce is. So as you can imagine, there's a lot of elements to e-commerce. The first thing people think with e-commerce is that you have a website, and of course that is a key component. There are a lot of elements around that. There's the marketing of it, the makeup of your website, the social media connected with that, and how that's promoted. And then the area we do, which is order fulfillment. So ultimately, if somebody buys a product from you through your website, they have to get that product. So what we offer is inventory storage for e-commerce sites. So we can pull orders down off their websites. Our warehouse management system integrates with any website platform or marketplace such as Amazon or eBay, and any of your orders automatically come into us. We pick and pack the products. we're linked in with all the courier service providers. Our system books a courier, prints a shipping label, and we get the product to your customer for you that has made the purchase on your website. So that's basically what we do. We're kind of the back end of it that nobody sees.
Very good. And I was talking to you in the last couple of days, Ken, and you told us a story about an engagement you had with a local company, Kel's Wholemeal. And it sounded fantastic because not only did you help solve a problem that they had, but that then created an opportunity for them to introduce a whole new product range. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how that came about?
Yeah, so with the COVID-19, when that hit, a section of Kel's business was gone overnight. So their retail business, cafes, hotels, and a lot of other businesses that would have purchased from them was just gone overnight. But their online sales exploded to levels they had never seen before, which was great for them. But they went to a level that they couldn't handle the orders. So Kel's needed to limit the amount of orders they were taking on their website. So on one hand, they had all these people who wanted to buy from them online. Kel's weren't able to get the products out. And they came to us looking for a solution. We sat down with them. We got a solution together in about a day with them. So we now handle all of Kel's orders. So we link, we have onboarding specialists in Red Sky. We link directly in with their website. So any orders that come through the Kel's website directly comes into us. We have all their inventory in our warehouse in Purcell's Inch, and we send out our orders. So Kel's can grow their order base. I mean, we have days 300 and 400 orders go out for their products. And I suppose that's freed up Kel's time a little bit to develop new products. So now they've over 100 SKUs with us at the moment, and about another 10 products in that they're working with at the moment, and specifically it's catered for online as well because of this newfound business. So it's been a great opportunity for both companies, and it's been great to be working with them.
So effectively, what's kind of happened there is, they were mainly set up for doing business in the conventional face-to-face way with local clients and so on and so forth. And when the explosion happened, they got loads of orders through their website. They just simply couldn't, they didn't have the resources. They weren't set up for doing that. And you brought that solution to them. So I gather you have a big warehouse. So what they do is they keep a certain amount, an adequate amount of their product in your warehouse, and then you can pick and pack instantly whenever the orders come through the website. Is that kind of it in a nutshell?
It is. One of the things, we give them access to the back end of our warehouse management system. So each of our clients have access to a portal where they can view orders, they can look at their inventory, they can look at what orders are pending, and they can also place manual orders if they wish. Our warehouse is set up specifically for fulfillment. So we are set up for high volume order fulfillment. So 1,000 orders a day, 2,000 is what we're set up to do. We're not set up to make flour at all. And I suppose Kel's had the opposite problem. So our structure and the way we are laid out, our technology systems and our workflows are set up for high volume. So it's to take in high volumes of online orders and get them out the door as quick as possible.
So then a typical, say, family-owned SME shop or manufacturing premises, that we have loads of these in Kilkenny, that are doing business the conventional way, and they're afraid to go online because they're not really set up for, sending out stuff and organizing return policies and all the rest of it. How might they get involved in going online through making contact with you and availing of your services? What might that actually look like, that process?
Well, I think the key to selling online, from my experience and our experience in both selling online and from the fulfillment, is what you outsource. For example, your digital marketing, it can be a good area to cost effectively outsource, and the fulfillment would be another area. So typically people would have always looked at using a service like ours. Unless you're at a certain level, they're not cost effective, or we have no interest in them. But a company doing 5 or 10 orders a day, we welcome them because for us, 10 companies doing 10 orders a day is the same as one company doing 100 orders a day. In our system, it's simply an order that's picked and sent out the door. We've made some provisions where typically our clients would be North American based, and they would be established e-commerce companies. So we would have set up fees and different fee structures. What we've done for Irish companies is, apart from small storage fees, the only fee you'll pay with us is when an order is actually placed. So e-commerce companies typically like to pay out when they've made a sale because they have the money paid to them. So typically with an order, the cost of an order, I suppose a lot of people wouldn't understand, for us to process, you're probably looking between €2 and €3 per order for us to pick, pack, get it out the door, and then there's your delivery fees and that. But for around Ireland, for a product under a kg, for our full services on each order, you're probably looking €7 or €8, and that's everything outsourced, the full management. And then you can focus, as Kells are doing, on growing your product base, finding your customers.
So that really means then it's not exclusively for the big multi-million international companies. It's for, you don't have to have a huge financial budget. A modest financial commitment to it is enough to get you up and running, really.
Yeah, it really is, and allow you to focus on finding customers and maybe working with a digital marketing agency. Again, when we have some of the bigger American clients, we do structure our fees differently. We may have to section out a part of the website and put picking stations specifically for them. We have a company coming in that's supplying PPE equipment, so we actually section out part of the warehouse for them. We put their own dedicated packing desks, but these guys are looking at between 2,000 and 4,000 orders a day. So it's a lot of a very different fee structure for them, and they are charged accordingly for that.
Excellent. Well, thanks very much for that, Ken. And Kieran, if I could move over to you, and you work in the e-commerce industry as well, but your focus is very different from what we've just heard Ken talking about. What does your company do, and what is the particular story you have for us today? Because you have something unique that you're going to tell us about today.
Yeah, so we're in software development, and we primarily work around app development. And we've built a lot of apps in a lot of different areas. But what I want to bring to everyone today is e-commerce app that we have. Essentially, if I'm sure we're all familiar with the apps like Just Eat or Uber Eats, that kind of an app. What I have is a platform that we can roll across all of Kilkenny, make available to all the retailers in Kilkenny for a very small price. And it's unlike Just Eat, it's for every type of retailer. So the user can then can access the shop, the retailer can access the consumer, and you can online payments, deliveries, all can be centered through one app. That's for Kilkenny community itself.
Very good. So I'm going to share a screen now, and you'll kind of go through the main features here. From a customer perspective and from a user's perspective, the retailer and all of that as well, yeah?
Yeah, so the easiest way of describing this is like it's a huge app, a lot of complications too, but it's quite simple in design. From a user perspective, you just simply download the app, and depending on what's in it, then you can search for your takeaways, your grocery stores, your butchers, your florists, whatever it may be. They're all filtered. Then within them filters, you'll have all the different offerings within that. You can then, when you find a store you like, if you click on the flower store there, you can then click in there and you can see what you want, and then filter down through what they're offering. You can then add to your cart, make an order. You can pay online. You can set delivery if the shop allows for that, or you can do a cash, whatever way that you want to do it. The retailer has full customizability to each of their shops. You then, through the app, will be able to track your driver. You'll get a notification when your order is ready to collect. So even if it's something as simple as a shoe shop or a florist, you'll get a notification to say, come and collect it, or it's on the way to you, and it's all being tracked through. So it's all contactless. There's no queuing outside the shop. Restaurants can use this. I see a lot of restaurants in Kilkenny are doing takeout orders, and it's not what they usually would be doing each year. And what we're trying to do is provide a solution so all people of Kilkenny can still access all the retailers in the one go. And then from the business owner perspective, they have their own version of the app, where as the orders come in, you can just see the interface there. So new orders, upcoming requests. So you get the order, you can accept it or reject it. That will then go back to the user. You can take payment. You can have them then within process, and you can add to your menu or your stockpile. So that can be done live. So once you add something onto it, it'll go within a second. It's there, it's available. If it's out of stock, you can just take it off. You won't even show. You can put. There's no limit to how much. If you're a hardware store, if you want to put every single item you have onto this platform, you can. If you just want to, if you're a news agent and you just want to do your newspapers, you can do that as well. It's all easy to use, and you have an app interface and also a web interface as well to do this. And as I said, it's all customizable to each and every business. We then have a driver app interface too. So this is an additional feature. I'm not sure if everybody would be want to use this, but it means that we can actually have drivers, dedicated drivers, either to the retailer or to anyone who can deliver these products, whatever they are, to the customer. So a driver can actually work for multiple different retailers and then deliver it each and every time to the customer. And then all their interface is all through, so they can get paid through this app as well. And if the retailer doesn't want delivery or wants to do collection or wants to deliver off the app, that can all be done too. It's all there and it's all customizable. And then, as I said already, the master admin, then the functionalities then from Kilkenny. This is something we want to build for Kilkenny retailers. So like the next couple of months is going to continue to be quite difficult. And then going away from that, then it's going to be a transition back to normality. And maybe it might never go back to normality, but the way I think anyone in e-commerce now see it as a huge opportunity to get these things out there, show the power of e-commerce technology, and to put this in the hands of the customer. This is a tried and tested model. It's working in other countries. Just Eat is huge in even say Dublin. Uber Eats is massive across the world. It's tried and tested, and there's no reason it wouldn't work. What we need to get this, we can get this live. What I hope to get this live in Kilkenny is the first week of June. There's no cost to get the app running. All we need is a commitment at a discounted rate from 10 retailers in Kilkenny. The first 10 will get a discounted rate, and I'm talking small money to get onto their system. That's for hosting, training, maintenance, everything. And then from that, winning the agreement will be is if it's not working for you, if you're not making more money from using it than not, it's fine. We'll do a month-to-month subscription. This is literally here to help everybody who needs it.
So the idea here is that traditionally to develop an app would typically cost 4, 10 to 100,000 euros, depending on how complex it is. But in this instance, what your idea is that if we can get a group of retailers, a minimum number of something around 10 or so, you'd be able to develop this app at very low or no cost, availing as well, of course, of various grants that might be available out there through the local enterprise office and others. And it's a tried and tested solution that already works for certain sectors. And I think every one of us has probably heard of the Just Eat app. So it's kind of in the same space as that in terms of what it can do, but it can do it for all types of shops. Does that mean that everybody would have to have a website in place already?
No, they literally need nothing. We'll provide them a login, we'll provide instructions. They're extremely easy, simple to use. You just need to, as I said, to do a few months commitment to it. Like this app is to build from scratch is worth about 50,000 euro in round. We're not building from scratch. It's there. There's also huge Leo initiatives and grants that be given. Like there's an argument to be said, and obviously I can't speak for Leo, but there's companies if they tick the criteria could get a year subscription onto this for virtually free. And it's there for everybody.
Yeah, that sounds very compelling, very interesting. And is there a lot of ongoing maintenance then in terms of, from the retailer's point of view, do they have to continually go in updating it, and is it complex, or how user friendly is it in that sort of space? I mean, if a retailer sets it up, then do they become a prisoner to it as such?
No, absolutely not. Like, this is just it's to help their ongoing trade. So it's really, really easy to use. And like as I said, we commit to training anyone in it. But I'm fairly confident that I won't have to spend any more than a minute training someone how to do this. And once it's there, it's not only going to be an extra tool to get orders and to mainstream their sales, but it's also going to be another means of marketing the store. If we have 10 companies at least starting off on it, that's going to come up to more people in Kilkenny will be using it, and by you being on it, people will see you on it and start to use your services more so than they would otherwise.
And can it be adaptable then to, say, some businesses that might span 2 or more categories, like for example a bookshop that's also a cafe or restaurant? Would that be able to fit in here somewhere seamlessly, or how do you manage that sort of thing?
Again, it's literally down to whatever the retailer wants. So if the retailer wants, if they see the bookstore and the cafe as completely different entities, we'll put two shops on it. If not, we'll put them in the one shop, and then we'll segregate them within that shop. One will be for books, one will be for coffee. The customizability of it is enormous. There's nothing we can't really do here to make it relevant to each and every retailer in Kilkenny.
Super. Okay. Listen, Kieran, that sounds really interesting. And again, I would just remind everybody, if there's anything here, I'm asking a few questions, but if you can think of a question yourself that I haven't asked, please feel free to put it into the chat facility, and I'll be keeping an eye on that. But moving on to our third speaker, David Harkin. And David, I introduced you earlier as somebody with a wealth of knowledge and experience in marketing and online trading. Can you tell us briefly about your business, The Biz Locator, and what you do?
Yeah, thanks, John, and hello, everybody. Yeah, my business is pretty simple, really, but yeah, at the back end is a little bit complicated. But on the face of it is user-friendly, which is the key to everything. I noticed a challenge back in probably 2012 of trying to get businesses a presence in hotels on the high street, just trying to get out there to get to the busy tourist market. So I suppose over the course of a number of years, I developed indoor information kiosks, and we've grown it out. So we've about 70 of them now spread throughout 5 counties in Ireland. And then as time developed, I also developed an outdoor information screen. So we now have 6 of them located in, again, 5 different counties around the southeast and up as far as Cavan. And they're information points showing people the local area, promoting businesses, promoting tourist activities, and trying to bring it all onto the one page. And thankfully, it's been hugely successful. The one thing that's really given me an opportunity to do is to meet and talk to hundreds, and probably at this stage, thousands of businesses. And I've been fortunate enough from my background and my skill set to be able to get in and talk to people from a marketing perspective and help them achieve their goals by bringing them online in such a simple format as showing somebody how to do a Google My Business page for themselves. I mean, it's invaluable. One of the features that my business does as well is it actually provides customers with a landing page website. So they have a website that they can control online with their information that they can amend. So it makes things very easy for them to have a presence. I suppose COVID-19 is giving us our own fresh challenges. And one of the things that I would have discovered when I went out was a lot of retailers didn't realize the importance of online. They didn't see the importance of it because they were getting people coming in their front door. Now, all of a sudden, when people have stopped coming in the front door, people are really looking at diversifying and how can I change things. And I suppose it's been a little bit different, and the opportunity is there, especially locally. There seems to be a huge appetite locally for people buying online. If they can get to the customer, if the retailer can reach the customers are out there and they're looking to support you. So, I mean, there is different channels you can use to get there. Certainly social media is one that for me is a no-brainer. anybody who doesn't have a social media page at this stage, set one up after this conversation and put your top 10 products on it and say, hey guys, these are my top 10 products. Get in the car, deliver them. There's money to be made, guys. I've seen it. My wife is manager in goods. They launched the online shop and her phone is off the hook ringing. They're making sales a go-go. They're personalizing everything. They're going out to people. If they can drop it at people's doorways, they're doing that. And it's really, really benefiting, and people are giving them goodwill, and there's great generosity out there. So there's ways and means of reaching customers that I suppose aren't that hard. It's great to hear the likes of Kieran coming up with such a brilliant idea, and it is a fantastic idea. Again, to get retailers to buy in, that's the big thing, but there's never been a better opportunity than there is right now. So
yeah, and so you're talking very positively there about a time that we're now in, which is full of negativity, challenge, uncertainty. But you're saying that it's an opportunity as well. And we have for a long time, for the last couple of years, been talking about and focusing very much on what can we do to help the retailers, given the change or the many changes, the online challenge, the changes in consumer behavior and all of that. And you're talking there about e-commerce being a potential solution to a lot of the woes that we're currently having to deal with. Can you elaborate further in terms of what e-commerce is all about and how it fits in, and how maybe we can engage with it in our businesses in an ordinary place like Kilkenny, where we have a large mixture of businesses, retailers, manufacturers, all sorts. And we're all used to doing things the traditional way, but that's coming under threat and so on. But what would you have to say in that context, David?
Yeah, well, just to start, I suppose, to reiterate what the lads have said earlier, e-commerce is essentially selling online. That's all it is. It's as simple as that. There's channels out there. So for anyone who doesn't have a website, there's WordPress is probably one that everyone moves to now, but there's sites like Wix where in 48 hours you could build your own website. And that's not being unrealistic. It's achievable. And it just takes a little bit of cop on and a little bit of time. But it's possible to do it. It's possible to get yourself trading online in 48 hours. The problem is getting found. And that's the key to the whole jigsaw. So building a website is lovely, but the internet is a very, very big place. And if you get lost in it, it's very hard to get found. So SEO is an essential tool. And the reality of the situation is I build probably a handful of websites a year for picked clients. I pick and choose who I work for, and I do that deliberately. So I turn down way more than I take on. But for the guys that I'm working with, I always say to them, to get found online is going to take us 6 months, lads. We're going to have to use all our other channels to get there. I've worked with an equestrian company that's based in town. They're now up to 30,000 followers on Instagram, following a particular formula. And they've done that in less than 12 months. Now that formula that they've followed is now reaping benefits because they're reaching their customers and they're making sales. But it's been a growth process the whole way to get there. But it's been a very clever journey. Selling online is very achievable. But like simply put, go online. If you've got a lamp shop, stand there with 5 lamps. Tell them that you've got a lamp, knock one over and say, now I've only got 4 left. Come down, I'm at the shop between 2 and 3. I'll be at the door. I can do cardless payment at the front door. There's a million ways to sell, guys. You just got to get out to do it. The one thing that's working and the one thing that works above everything else is to personalize things. So if you go onto your channels, set your video up and record yourself. Just send a slight little channel, a message to your customers. It will go way further rather than a printed message. People will like it, they'll share it. And if you want to get something important out there, do it. There's a guy in Sligo, he's a fairly famous guy called EJ Menswear. I don't suggest you go down EJ's route of riding horses into his shop and stuff like that, but it'll give you inspiration of the kind of things that you can do to make yourself a little bit different. Because in the current climate, everybody's kind of the same. It's getting found is the key. And the best way of getting found is to stand out. So even for anybody with existing sales or existing websites, there's channels there to get them converted. It can be done quite quickly, providing you get the right person with the right amount of time. But again, get yourself online if you can. But use your social media. Go down to the shop at lunchtime between 1 and 2 and stand there with your AIB card. I'm giving you a plug there, Jason. with your AIB machine, merchant machine, and tap them at the door. There's ways and means of making sales, guys. That's all.
Yeah, fantastic. And you touch a number of key points that keep cropping up in our events here in the chamber as well. Is that firstly, people like doing business with people they know. So shopping local, it's an easy ask. People forget about it sometimes, but when we remind them and ask them, they come back to doing it because they like doing business with people they know. And I guess that's part of maybe the fear factor that some people have is if I go online, sure, I'll be unknown. But you're saying, David, there loud and clear, that if you personalize your message and put as much of yourself into it, then you become an online version of what is already successful for you. And that really is the key thing. Don't run away from it. Get involved, find your space and use it online.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, listen, guys, that's really fantastic. I don't have any questions in the online chat from listeners and participants, and that's fine. We are coming close to the end anyway. But before you go, and before we hand over for a final few words from our president, Marion, I'm going to launch a poll. It's a simple question with a yes or no answer, and I'd like you to take a second or two to answer that. It's up there now. You can see yourself. Would you like to talk with one of our speakers today after today's event to properly explore how their concept might work for your business? In other words, have we tweaked your curiosity to an extent? Yeah, I'd like to find out a bit more about that. Okay, and it may or may not be for you, but we'd just like to see, is this something, what the guys have been talking about, is it something that we can, we should do more on, provide more information on, or maybe enable or facilitate people to connect with some of our speakers. So they are experts in their area. It sounds to me like they definitely know what they're talking about. So yeah, I think there's something in it for a lot of us. I see there the way the poll is progressing. We have it on now for just going on 50 seconds. We'll just run it for the full minute and we'll see what it produces. There we go. Share results. Okay, so 68% of you would like to talk more with the guys that have been talking here today. So what I'd ask you to do is after this, after we're finished here, if you would maybe email into admin@kilkennychamber.ie saying that you'd like to kind of talk with the guys. We'll organize for connections to be made up for us, okay? And we'll explore this whole piece that bit fuller and see is there opportunities there for people. Question for how much is the subscription for the app? Kieran, you might just address that if you could, please. We've just 1 or 2 minutes left, so we could do that.
Yeah. So for the first 10, as I said, the first 10 is a discount. So we're saying 200 a month plus that. And like all we'll be saying for the first 10 is give it the summer and see after that. The Leo trading online voucher gives you up to 2,500 for trading online. I would assume it could cover even a full year of this as well. I would also then say, as we go through this, if it's not making it to 200 or a lot more in a month, that's no problem. We'll just cancel it. I have no interest in this, in anyone being on this and not making a lot more money.
That's very affordable, and it's also exploring, opportunities for availing of what grant systems and so on are there. So yeah, certainly it is something worth looking into a bit more. Okay, so we've come more or less to the end, and all that's left for me now is to hand over to our President Marion to close the session. And thank you all very much for your attention. Marion.
Thanks, John. Firstly, I just want to thank our presenters today. I thought the presentations and the chat was exceptional. I think I'm blown away by the quality of your product, your ideas. I thought the app idea was really, really inspirational. I think it's something that will go an awful long way. We're doing an awful lot of talking through our city centre task force about what retailers can do with the products that we're forced to leave it sitting in our stores. A lot of it is seasonal. So Kieran, I think your phone might be hopping for the rest of the weekend. David, I've worked with David for a long time, so I know what he has in him. I think there's an awful lot of really good talent here locally, and as business leaders, we can't be good at everything. And I think a key to success is getting the right people around you. And some of those people were on this panel today. Ken, such a simple idea, that fulfillment. But again, I love the fact that it can be large scale or small scale. So it really, each of you had something to offer to an awful lot of local businesses. And I think it's important to get your messages out and to continue to kind of showcase what you're doing here in Kilkenny. Thanks to all the participants who came and joined us today. These chamber chats, as I say, are a weekly session. The next one is next Thursday at 1 p.m, the 21st of May, and we're going to be focusing on providing some guidance for businesses returning to work. So we look forward to seeing as many of you on there. This is open to members and non-members of the chamber, so spread the word. Again, our chamber is very important in Kilkenny. We have a very strong chamber, so if you can consider joining the Chamber of Commerce and supporting us, we'd appreciate that. That's what makes us work, I suppose. In terms of chamber chat content, we're open to new ideas. If there's something that you want to hear about, or if there's something that you can contribute, please do get in touch with us as well, because we would love to hear from you. Just a little piece of info on the business continuity voucher from the local enterprise office. We had a presentation on that voucher a couple of weeks ago from Fiona Deegan, the head of the local enterprise office. If you haven't applied for it or you don't know about it, you might look it up, because the closing date is actually tomorrow. It's €2,500 worth of professional mentorship for businesses with employees up to 50 employees, and they're turning that voucher over very quickly. It's an excellent scheme, and the closing date is tomorrow, and I think a lot of people don't know that. If you haven't heard about the voucher, just go onto the local enterprise office website and have a look and see is that for you, and make the most of what business supports are out there. Again, thanks to everyone. Hope to see you all again next week, and do keep in touch with us on the usual channels, whether it's a private message, email, or give a phone to any of the guys that are working there in the office, or any of the directors as well. Thanks everyone.